Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's going to be like a seasonal time of year, practically. You know, can't help to have a little bit of rain. All right, it's not every single. Did anybody do like me and get excited? I think it was Tuesday night that I finally felt, because it was so spring-like. Went out in the garden and actually did some stuff.
And then was very sore afterwards.
I was crippled. I was crippled, and but it was so good. Oh yeah, please.
You're a contractor. How can you have not?
A contractor. Well, I couldn't do what I needed to do with a cell phone. That was one thing.
Oh,
and,
okay.
There was no driving involved, and I could not. This was me doing something, so that's rare. But anyway, it was nice, and it's a different set of muscles, if you will. It just is. It just is. Anybody who does the gardening, it's something. It's just different.
Yep.
And
there was one day a couple weeks ago that it was nice, and I got out there and my legs felt it.
So it's weird, isn't it?
Yep.
It's weird how that goes. But anyway, so I am going to, and this is not going to be all that successful. Me being, somewhat quiet and allowing other people to talk.
Last week?
I got plenty of things. Last week was great. I mean, according to me. But no, I like talking about things that I know about, and I don't mind talking about things that I don't know about.
True.
That's one of my specialties. But yes, there is a lot that we missed from Ann McKenzie's trip to McKinley.
Oh my gosh.
How long
She's a kitchen designer. I mean, it's because I kind of like just get something stuck. So funny. This is why I could have started my quietness 15 seconds ago, and it would have been great. It would have been just great. Why don't you change your name? That would be a whole lot easier.
Apparently.
Oh, yeah. It would just clear things up. It's a nice... But anyway, her trip to Las Vegas, and there's, so many things that we... didn't get to see and talk about that she saw and wants to talk about.
Yes.
And so when we come back, I promise you there will be time, and we will talk about those things and find out about what's happening in Vegas with the
kitchen and bath.
Kitchen and bath. You being a kitchen designer and everything like that. Yes. It's Your Home Today. We are back. And Sharon, real quick before we get started, me being quiet. Sharon, do you remember my grandmother telling the story about the principal asking my uncle if he was chewing gum?
Yes.
And he would respond saying, "No, I am Bubba Duke." And so, that was kind of catchy. Can you imagine this guy, what was his name? Daniel Allen Sober, when he was pulled over for a DUI.
Sober.
Yes. And they said, "Are you drunk?" He would say, "No, I'm sober." Anyway, I mean, that really did happen. He got arrested for DUI, had twice the legal limit and everything like that. If my uncle was still alive, he would have been right there and all over it. And so would my grandmother if she were too. So anyway, but speaking of people who are alive and who have actually done things in the world that don't have ridiculousness attached to them, actually productive things that Anne was able to see that is going to be introducing itself into your home soon, because these are the things that are up and coming. These are the innovations that will become trendy, if you will.
Yes, and I'll let you, the listener, decide whether it's ridiculous or not.
Oh, okay.
Well, the first one I think is just really cool. The first one on your list.
Yeah, the best of show winner for the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show in Las Vegas this year was an American Standard product. It is a sink faucet, and it's 3D printed.
You remember we talked about 3D printing.
Wait. When you say it's 3D printed, so
yes.
Do you just order if you had a 3D printer at your house, you could order this and it would come over?
Maybe. You might be able to do that. But it's
if you have steel.
It's stainless steel. It's made with stainless steel, so your printer has to be able to handle stainless steel.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's also hand finished afterwards.
I see.
Because it's going to be kind of rough when it comes out.
Right.
So they
Right,
polish
of
it
a
up,
3D
make
printer
it
and
nice.
stuff like that. But it is,
It's
that's an
really
innovation
cool.
that's
It's
in
flat.
the infant stages
Yeah.
right now.
Where it
the
sticks-
ability, so I don't understand how, like, for instance, where you can do a gun in 3D printer, how the mechanical mechanisms are actually workable.
I think they must do them individually and then put them
And
together.
then you have to put it together. That sounds.
Yeah,
is it going
that
to be like
sounds-
one of those models you used to like put the cars together to come on a flat, thing with you twist
you
them out of the
break
little
them
weak
out of the-
spots,
break out the
and
little-
glue
Yeah,
them
the
back together.
flashing and all.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't
Could
know.
be.
Well, it's
But then
a
again, it's
possibility.
also think about good wood whittlers. They can whittle a chain that's actually a chain.
How much
It's
wood could a
loose.
wood whittler whittle if a whittler could whittle
whittle.
wood? I don't know.
Wood.
I mean, that would be. I don't know. Oh, back to being
There we go.
quiet.
So what I really liked about that faucet is that where it sticks out over your sink, it's flat, and then it has a circle that the water comes out of.
That's
And-
why it's called the blade. They've
Okay.
got a name for it. It's called the blade.
Well, okay, so there's like a blade that sticks out, like a knife blade or a spatula blade.
Yeah, it's very thin.
and then there's a circle in that at the end, and that's where the water flows out. And so it's hard to kind of figure out how it gets through that thin blade to then come out. Cause
I guess it's 3D printed with that hollow surface in there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Very
very
cool.
interesting. Different idea, different way of doing it, different technique to use to create something.
Right. Water, and you even wrote in here the water flows from a circular opening.
Yes. To create a vortex-like cone of water. Okay, let's move on to the second one. The second item on the list is the Kitchen Gold winner. And this is actually a range. It's a dual fuel pro range. It's a 48-inch one. It's by Signature Kitchen.
But it's got that sous vide in it.
Yes, it's got the sous vide. I don't know if y'all have heard anything about this sous vide cooking, but it's another way of cooking. And
Basically, you're cooking in water.
yes, actually, you have a little bit more experience with it than I do.
Well, my sister-in-law is very excited about the apparatus. She said she cooked the best pork chop she's ever cooked before in this.
She's not a very good cook.
Oh, she is too. Well, that one is. It's Mary Elizabeth I'm talking about. Mary Elizabeth
I'm
is a
not
good
trying to
cook.
know which one you were talking about. I'm sorry. I'm quiet again.
well, apparently
I have
this
4 of them, so yes. But Mary Elizabeth is a very good cook.
involves putting your meat, your whatever you're going to cook into maybe a plastic bag. I've seen them use just baggies, or you can use special containers that are sealed on both ends. You seal it without any air in it. You have it's like a vacuum sealed, and then you put it in boiling water pot. But it's not just boiling water; it is maintaining the temperature of the water to the exact same temperature through this apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
And that
And then therefore it cooks it very evenly.
yes. So maybe I'll have to try it one of these days. See what it's like. But
It
first,
does take a while.
and
It's one of those things like a crock pot that you have to, but it seems to be very, very popular.
yes, the chefs I understand have been using it for a number of years before. It just recently has hit the residential market.
Mm-hmm. And when I looked it up online, it's available at all kinds of places.
Yeah, and so this particular range offers that type of cooking involved with it, along with the dual fuel, and it's got this built-in sous vide. Is that how you
Sous
pronounce it?
vide,
Sous
yeah.
vide on the side, and it also does the vacuum sealing and everything. Okay, it's an interesting product. Kitchen Silver Award went to HydroTap by Zipwater. Now, I really actually saw this product while I was there. These other two I didn't actually see until after they won. This product there's a big box you put under your sink, and the water runs through it. And it kind of reminded me of the hot taps.
Yeah,
that you can
my
install.
parents had one of those instant water things. My son
Yes.
scalded himself with it.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Yeah.
I'd love to have one though, because I'm always using the hot water for things.
Yes, well, we used to make tea with that.
Right, tea. and
That was the
various
only
things.
thing I ever used it for was tea.
Yeah,
Instant
it needs some
soups.
sort of a child safety mechanism though, because you know how you just want to go wash your hands and you pull the wrong lever. I mean,
Well, wait, he turned it.
whatever.
It was a turn thing instead of a pull thing. But
Fine.
yes, he just, because it
And he
looked
didn't
like a faucet.
Yeah, and he didn't understand what it really was. Yeah.
Right.
I guess he found out.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
hard way to do it.
But this also goes
Well, it's
in
a
the
learning
opposite
tool.
direction.
This one does several things though. This one is not just gives you the boiling water, hot water, but it can give you chilled water,
And it also,
and it can also give you sparkling water.
yeah.
That's what I like. I really like sparkling water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one really sparked my interest because of that. I thought, okay, I want that.
Right, right.
I want to go through one of these shows and just, when I'm about to build my house, and just mark off, oh, I want one of those, and I want one of these, and then I'll have 3 times as much as I can afford for this house.
Right, right.
Okay. And the
Then we go on to bathrooms, yeah.
Bath Gold winner is a flotation tub by Toto. Okay. This tub, what makes it a flotation tub is that it is huge. It is 41 inches wide, 86 inches long, 20 inches high. It holds 77.5 gallons of water.
Oh my gosh.
So make sure your water, your
well can handle that.
yes, your well
or
can
your
handle
budget
it.
can handle that
yeah,
when you're paying for water.
and the weight of your floor can handle this.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that is
true. That too.
consideration, Right.
Yeah, and it runs about close to 20,000 for this one
That's
tub.
consideration.
Yeah.
And the space. You
And the
know,
space.
That's
Yeah.
that's a huge
But-
space.
But you can lay down in it. You can lay down and float. You could probably teach your kid how to swim in it.
I bet you could. You can put the whole family in there. Bath together.
Hey, then it wouldn't have required as much water. You know, have more people in there. Okay, so that one was the Bath Gold Award. It also has water jets and a headrest.
Cascading water.
Yeah, that cascades the water over your shoulders. It keeps your shoulders warm. You know, so you're not sticking them out of the water.
And then when I saw your picture, it's also got like a light under it.
Yeah, at least the picture does. I'm assuming, I don't know if that's going to be a legitimate part
Well,
of it or
your
not.
thing here
but-
says LED, mood
does?
creating LED
Oh,
light
okay.
in your description.
Oh, my
says.
description. I got to read my description. Okay. Okay, so it does. It has an LED light all around the bottom of it. So you get the right mood.
Toto's been known for having great products, but they're most of the time they're so far out of the price range of competitive products that it's just you know.
Well, $20,000 for a tub.
I would say that's kind of out of range. I mean,
Even a jetted tub, you know.
yeah, we've gotten expensive tubs for $4,000 for sure, and that's still over the top considering that most people dust their bathtubs occasionally because
they
they don't
do.
really take baths. Showers
At least ours do. Ours
right.
get dusted.
We does.
We does.
We does.
We
We
does
does
dust
dust.
our
Yeah,
tubs.
we does. That'll be that. Well, listen, why don't we take a quick break? And gosh, I feel like I've already. Anyway, this is Your Home Today. We'll be right back. We are back. And can I give kudos out to whoever did, or just the fact that it exists, the Belmont Barbershop ad. I love that ad. It's one of the best commercials. It's a guy ad. It's very simple. It's to the point. Makes me, if I had hair, I would get it cut there. I would. It's the
Well,
best.
you've got a beard. You could have that
I
taken
could.
care of.
I don't want to have it taken off yet. I'm going to be in another
Not
play.
quite
I'm going to
ready.
be a disciple. And so, so the Living Last Supper's down in Louisa is going to be a great play and everything like that. But
Guess when it is?
when is it? It's around Easter. That's when you think it might be, right? It's going to be, I don't know, for some reason, it's going to be whatever that weekend
Thursday,
is.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
When is
sometime.
Easter this year?
It's,
Is it
the 20
Easter's the 21st.
21st.
So
March? April?
April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at the calendar over there, Ann. 21st is a
Are you sure it's the
Thursday.
21st?
What's today?
Yes.
Oh, today's
21st is a
16th.
Thursday.
This month, not
March.
next month.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, whenever it is. I'm not shaving my beard until then.
Okay.
So, it's going to be the way it is. Then to that, and everything. Oh, wait, just real quick in the news, this thing about parents paying to get their kids into college and stuff like that.
What?
Somebody just discovered this, that parents will go to outlandish measures to get their kids into colleges that they're really not capable of being, in. It's such a big mistake. I don't know why anybody would ever do that to their kids or the college for
I
that
thought that was
matter.
called tuition.
Well,
I was thinking the same thing, Anne.
Well, what? Yeah, the tuition is quite expensive. No, these people were paying like $1 million to get their child into
making a big donation.
like some big donation to an individual, I believe. It's called bribery.
Oh, to an individual.
Oh, yeah,
not to the school itself.
Getting them in all kinds. There was all kinds. There was a specific company that was set up, basically. I forget the name of it. It's been in the news, everything like that. But this guy, you would go to this guy, and he would fabricate essentially a resume, and the person
Oh my
and the people
gosh.
in college
So that's what he
knew
was-
that this resume was fabricated. I mean, this was all a collusional kind of
Oh my
thing,
gosh.
but this was on a high level. So these were, some well-known names. I can't think of them all. Yes, Stanford. Is that a good school? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
maybe.
hear.
Well, apparently, don't you actually have to, one of the reasons for the tough requirements and hard to get into is that you have to be smart. And so these kids aren't smart. So once they get there, there's going to be this little lost puppy. I don't know. It's just, it really doesn't work
Major
well.
tutoring.
So you're going to have to pay a lot more money to get some good grades, I can tell you that. And then once they get out, who are you going to pay to give them an actual job? I don't know. So how is this supposed to be? But, we're only thinking of today. Anyway, let's go back to the up-and-coming things that could be about tomorrow.
Yeah, more things of the future. In your future, how about the winner of the Bath Silver Award was a, how shall I say this? Shower head?
Sure.
It's a shower head,
Well,
basically.
and everybody's heard of a rain faucet.
And you've heard the rain one. Well, this one is by Hans Grohe.
Hans Grohe. Grohe.
Grohe.
Growy?
Yep,
You do
it's
pronounce
pronounced
the
Grohe,
E?
yes.
Okay.
I never can
It
tell with
is.
these names.
Yep,
Okay.
I get bills from them. I
Oh,
learned
you
how
know.
to pronounce their name.
So you use their product. Maybe
Oh,
you'll use one of these one of these days.
I don't know if I've used one of those. They got
This
they're
is
good.
brand
It's a
new.
nice product.
Yeah,
it's a nice
called,
product.
this
line.
one's called Powder Rain because it creates very, very, very small micro droplets of water that are going to be showering down on you. It's such a fine spray that it really hardly splashes at all, and it's very quiet.
And it probably doesn't rinse the shampoo
That's what
out
I'm
of my hair.
wondering too. I'm wondering how it
That's what
rinses.
I'm thinking with my long
being
hair.
caught
It
in a
probably
drizzle.
takes forever.
I kind of wonder
mist.
how they.
You got to pay extra for that.
I kind of wonder how they pick these
The
products.
future doesn't look very good to me right now.
Well, listen to the next
old
one.
garden hose.
Technology.
Before we move on to the technology, on the shower head part, I went through the Kohler display, and the Kohler display was like 30 feet long, probably 30 by 30, and it was just full of shower heads, and they were all spraying water.
Wow.
And they had these plexiglass shields so they'd catch the water and when it splash off into the aisles and all. But they had I don't know how many shower heads they had going. And
Wow.
it was just crazy. It was just I felt like I was in Disneyland or something, just walking through this.
I hope they were recycling that water.
Oh, I'm sure they were. 'Cause I don't know where it was coming from otherwise, really. But yeah, so I don't know how they picked out one shower head out of all of these shower heads displayed. That was just Kohler, this.
Right, and this is a different
This is a
brand.
different brand, and Moen and all these other companies had their brands and their displays out there. And
Anytime at the home show, you
Amazing.
can have an active display. Like sometimes they'll have, when they have an oven, rather than just having this oven sitting there, they'll have some chef making all these
Oh,
great
yes.
dishes,
That was
so you
going
have
on.
that. And I remember, the old gutter ones where they actually have the water running down the roof and into the little gutter guard, and you don't see any leaves going in it. And the
Well,
one,
of course not,
I used
because
to
you're
like
not
the one.
outside.
I used to like the one with the cinder block. Okay, they had a cinder block block, and they had a spray of water on the back side of the cinder block, and on the front side of the cinder block, half of it was painted with a waterproofing compound, and the other half was not. And the water just flows through. A cinder block really is a very porous material.
Concrete is porous.
And then it would show you how dry it can be, with the other thing like that.
Yeah.
But anytime you can have an active display, it's going to grab. It's like a video versus a picture, or a picture versus text.
One of my favorite ones.
Or radio versus Never mind.
One of my favorite ones was the chilled wine displays.
Yes. Having an active display there where the bottles are actually open in their glasses and they get poured.
Yes.
I bet there was a crowd at that one. Your future's looking brighter now.
How come none of those won awards then?
Right.
No, I don't know.
Okay, moving right along. We have a Smart Home Technology Award, and there was a lot of different technology presented at this show. A lot of them had to do with controls, controlling your blinds, controlling your lights, controlling who you can see at the front door, all kinds of different types of controls.
You could control who you're gonna see at your front door.
Yeah, if you don't like who they are, just press the button and go away.
Well, I've seen those ads.
I don't want you, Snap. Hey, how did I get here?
Oh dear.
Okay, well that wasn't the kind of one that won the award. The one that actually won the award was Flow by Moen. It's a device that you can put on your water, your main water inlet into your house. You can control it from your phone, so that I saw an ad that they had put together for this product, and they show the family, and the guy's talking about, the kids that always leaving the water faucet going, and the teenage daughter has been spending too much time in the shower, and she said, 5 more minutes. He said, I don't think so, honey. And she turns it, and then it turns off. She says, not funny, Daddy. So,
no.
But they're calling this a security system.
But it's also a security system. When you leave the house and you're gone for extended lengths of time, and you can look at it every once in a while and say, oh, the water's running in the house.
There's
busted
nobody
pipe,
there.
nobody there. Let me turn it off. Or you can set it so that it'll actually turn itself off automatically if it, busted pipe or something happens. It will just turn itself off.
Yeah, we could use that at my son's house. They've got some kind of leak there, and they live in a municipal, area where you get, water bills. It's just, like that, right? And so not only do you get charged for the water, you get charged for the sewer as well.
Right.
And so they have some kind of an underground leak. We haven't determined it yet, but I believe they are paying for like 300 gallons a day, something like that.
That's a major leak.
That's a leak. Yeah, you would think it'd be coming out of the ground.
Yeah,
I think that there'd be a puddle in their yard. Yeah.
It's found some underground fashion. We got to dig the whole thing up, and there's a driveway part. It's going to be fun.
Oh, geez.
Hopefully, you get it on the first shovel, like that. Usually, it's the last
shovel,
one.
yeah.
So why don't we start there?
Right.
Yeah,
How
that's
do you
what we'll do.
Why don't you douse for water and see if you can find out where it is?
Well, I got a pretty good idea. I know where the start and I know where the finish is. I would assume
Somewhere
that,
between there and there.
I don't think it's going to take a savant. It's going to take somebody with a shovel and some time. Hey, have you heard about, this is not just New York City that's affected by this, but I'm sure you've heard, there are these little baby wipe things people are using. Not just babies anymore, right? And these things are made of they're made of something that's not biodegradable, really. They're not biodegradable.
Wow.
And so they are causing these talking about municipalities, these clogs in these systems.
Oh,
and
wow.
What they're called is fatbergs, because these things, they don't biodegrade. They collect amongst themselves, and then other things collect on them.
Yeah.
And there have been some.
Like a blood clot.
There have been some. There was one in South Carolina, and they had this treatment plant that there was a grinder at the bottom of this giant tank, and the grinder got caught up with all of this stuff to the point that divers had to go down into it. Well, it wouldn't drain in any other way. Divers had to go down into the tank. They couldn't see
see
anything. They could
Yeah.
see nothing. They were completely blind. They had to go down there and just feel their way through there and pull this stuff out of the thing. Well, in New York, okay, the governor has issued, not the governor, the mayor, president,
city.
president, mayor, whatever his name is. Yeah, de Blasio. What a name. Is that fitting or not? Blasio. But anyway, so they got this one, they call them fatbergs, 19-ton fatberg that was in the, they have got a giant. Have you ever seen the cross section of New York City
Yes,
under the
underneath
streets?
the streets.
Oh my gosh,
There's a lot of stuff under there.
amazing. And the infrastructure that's there and the ability to get to it is pretty doggone limited. But anyway, yeah, so 19 times, it's a big deal. And this will mess up your regular,
Septic tank too, if you have a
septic
septic.
tank, your distribution box, the whole thing like that. These little Jiffy wipe things. I don't know, man. But anyway, they're
cloth.
they're fiber, right? With like a soapy stuff on them or something, and people just flush them down. But you're not supposed to do that. So they're
No.
saying, de Blasio has issued. Would it be a fatwa at this point? No. Anyway, no. He's issued this thing where you just can only do certain things, and he lists them. Anyway, I'm not gonna. You can probably guess what they are.
They're gonna check that.
I don't know.
That's true. How are
San
they gonna-
Francisco. Listen, you think that's something San Francisco. Okay, you walk down the sidewalk, people are crapping on the sidewalk, they're
Yeah.
hypodermic needles, but you will not find one plastic straw. So it just depends on what you're aiming for as to what you're gonna, be able to regulate. You put the regulations in the right spot, and you'll get the results you're looking for. That's all you got to do. What are we worried about here? So what else you got, Ann?
Well, let's see. We don't have much time left. Well, for the Outdoor Living Award was Outdoor Kitchen Cabinets by Kalamazoo.
Oh,
From Kalamazoo,
those
Michigan.
are the ones. Those are the ones that have they're made of the ipe.
Yes.
They're made of
have
ipe
oiled
with the
ipe
stainless
wood.
steel.
And powder-coated stainless steel, right.
That is
But
nice.
They can handle the outdoors.
Yeah.
And if you can't remember it, just remember Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah,
the
if you
name of the
can't remember Kalamazoo, just remember, hey, I'd like to have an outdoor kitchen.
Kalamazoo
You know.
Arcadia Series Outdoor Kitchen.
They really are nice.
Yeah.
They really, that's the top of the
It says
line.
hand-built with pride.
Yes, yes. Well, that's very nice, and we've got more stuff there and more stuff to talk about. Oh, driveways. Next week, I want to get into driveways. So if you have driveway problems, I got some answers for you. They may not be the right answers, but
might not
I've
be the
got
answers
some
you're
answers
looking
for you.
for.
Well, you might wish that they were different, but all it takes is time and money. We'll see you next week.